Hello there, welcome back to The Agenda. We're taking a look now at the intersection of tech and health. We actually talked about it in the newsroom this morning. Is it med tech? Is it health tech? Well, anyway, a cutting-edge multi-cancer early detection test has been launched in Dubai. It all took place at the Expand North Star tent or base, I suppose, which is down at Dubai Harbour. It's sort of one arm of the GITEX conference. Now, the scientists at Detectiome say their Revonco test is powered by artificial intelligence. And it's been designed especially for the Middle Eastern population's genetic makeup. The health tech startup is part of TCOM Group's PGSC's In5 incubation ecosystem. And we're keen to find out how it works. Joining me now to talk us through it is Arman Vali, the CEO and founder of Detectiome. Arman, I'm going to ask you first. Is it Detectiome or Detectiome? Or have I got the whole pronunciation incorrect?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks for having me. Actually, it's Detectiome.
Oh my goodness, I got it completely wrong. That's brilliant. Okay.
No,
Well, I'm glad I asked.
no, I'm used to it.
I'm glad I asked rather than got it wrong throughout the interview. Tell me, how does this test work practically? Because I have to say, when the news release came through, it really caught my attention. The idea of being able to sort of do one test for all or many cancer detection sounds really life-changing.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, from patients' and doctors' point of view, Revonco, our product, is a simple blood test for multi-cancer early detection that they can do anywhere. However, the science and process behind it isn't that simple. It works based on the fact that when a cell dies in the body, pieces of their DNA get released into the bloodstream, called cell-free DNAs. All cells in the body are connected to the bloodstream. So by reading the data from just one blood tube, we will get a 360 view of the whole body. This approach is called liquid biopsy. So technically, our test is liquid biopsy test. So we read all the genetic and epigenetic codes of those cell-free DNAs in that blood tube, and Revonco's advanced AI search for patterns to find those needles and that may come from tumor and identify if someone has cancer or not. And if so, it locates the cancer as well.
What led you to create this test specifically for the Middle East? I'm interested that it's made up for, it's created for the population here, for their genetic makeup specifically.
Yeah, actually, liquid biopsy tests rely on differentiating between billions of genetic material, whether they come from a tumor or not. So naturally, the genetic background plays a major role in the performance of such tests. Not all liquid biopsy tests are created equal. It's been shown that a product that is developed for US or European genetics is more than 2 times less effective when used on non-Western populations like Middle Easterns. So as Middle Eastern, we thought that it's not acceptable to have worse healthcare just because most medical research today is done on people with white European descent. So the future of medicine isn't that bright for Middle Eastern. That's why we decided to take the matter into our own hands and develop products that is tailored for the genetic population of Middle East here in Dubai.
I mean, that is truly staggering. I hadn't realised that that was a situation. I hadn't realised that the genetics would make certain tests less effective for certain nationalities or people from certain backgrounds. Have you, I mean, this is a standard question. I must ask it of nearly every single guest that comes on the agenda at the moment, but have you been using artificial intelligence to develop this test? Has it made it a faster process for you?
Actually, AI is the core of liquid biopsy because in that blood tube that I mentioned, there are billions of cell-free DNAs. And in people with earlier stage cancer without symptoms, only a very small number of those pieces are from cancer cells. So understanding the sheer size of the data is only possible through AI. It's like looking for a needle in haystack, worth terabytes of data. And Detectiome team has built a new class of generative AI models from scratch for liquid biopsy that makes it possible to not only find those needles in a haystack, but also to fine-tune the model for each subpopulation, such as genetic population of the Middle East. So AI is essentially the core of our product.
So I imagine everyone listening to this is sort of desperate to get their hands on it, frankly. What stage are you now as far as bringing this multi-cancer test to market?
With today's launch, our product Revonco is finally ready and is available for research use only in the UAE, meaning that research hospitals, universities, pharma companies, and organizations can use our product and test it in their research. But however, individuals have to wait a little bit before Revonco is released for the general public. The next step for us is to perform pilot tests and clinical trials before registering it with Ministry of Health and Prevention for general public use. And we plan to save the first life in the second half of next year. And after that, scale it up to save thousands more.
Fantastic. So once it goes through the research phase, how many years realistically before doctors will be using it in their surgeries? Just as a sort of ballpark figure.
We have a plan to actually our estimate is around 12 months.
Oh, brilliant.
So, it can become a little bit more or less, but its rough estimate is 12 months.
And can this test not just pinpoint what type of cancer, but can it give you a sense of where that cancer might be, or is that a next stage?
Yeah, it's exactly that. It's not only detect the cancer, whether you have it or not, it also locate the cancer as well. Sometimes they mistake it with risk profiling, but it's not about the risk. It's about you actually have cancer or not. So it's the diagnostics.
It sounds absolutely amazing and a real groundbreaking move, a real groundbreaking advance. Thank you so much, Arman. It's been fantastic to have you join us on Microsoft Teams this morning. Thank you for joining us on The Agenda just hours after you officially launched Revonco. It's been a great pleasure having you on the radio. Thank you for your time. Arman Vali there, CEO and founder of Detectiome, who have created a fantastic cutting-edge multi-cancer early detection test, which they launched just a few hours ago in Dubai. Thank you very much indeed. You are listening to The Agenda here on Dubaieye 103.8. Coming up in the next few minutes, we are going to turn our attention away from tech. It might be hard to believe, considering there's so many news stories coming out about it at the moment, but instead we're going to turn our attention to travel, because Time Out has launched their list of the coolest neighbourhoods of 2023. We'll be telling you all about those in the next few minutes. Plus, I'd like to get you to message me about which neighbourhood you would choose either in the UAE or perhaps in one of our neighbouring countries. Which neighbourhood you would choose to be the coolest in this region. Please do get in touch, 4001, or you can WhatsApp me 04 871 5500.